Hello, welcome to this presentation in which you see how to configure Oracle Enterprise Manager to send incident notification as an SNMP v1 trap. This is not a default feature for the cloud administrator to use, but is enabled by the Oracle Enterprise Manager superuser, Sysman. The presentation titled Introduction to Incident Rules and Creating a Rule for Agent States explains the purpose and structure of incident rules in Oracle Enterprise Manager. For information about setting a custom warning notification, see the presentation titled Creating a Warning for Compute Node File System Capacity. This presentation begins with a brief discussion of the resource privilege granted by Sysman to the cloud administrator and a look at the SNMP v1 notification configuration. The demonstration that follows shows how the additional notification is set up when creating a rule. In this demonstration, the rule sends an SNMP v1 trap when an Oracle Private Cloud Appliance compute node, which is an Oracle VM server, goes down. As shown in the other two presentations mentioned in the opening, there are two sets of rules, the enterprise rules and the personal rules managed under the All My Rules interface. By default, only Sysman can create enterprise rules and has access to more than just emailing notification to the address associated with the Sysman user account. And the cloud administrator has permission only to set up a notification to send email to the address configured for the administrator. The Sysman user enables the resource privilege called Create Enterprise Rule Set to allow the cloud administrator to create an enterprise rule, which includes the additional notification options. This privilege is attached to the rule, which means that for any rule, the features enabled for editing the rule are consistent with the privilege in place for the user when the rule was created. For example, a cloud administrator cannot edit a rule to include additional notifications in rules created before the privilege was granted. And when the cloud administrator creates a rule with the privilege enabled, additional notifications are available even if the privilege is revoked for the administrator after the rule was created. The additional notifications must be configured by the user Sysman or another user with the appropriate privilege. For the following demonstration, I set up the SNMP daemon on another server on the data center network. The screen capture in this slide shows the information that describes an SNMP v1 trap. Note that the host name value in this interface is an IP address. The built-in test for this SNMP v1 listener passed when I clicked on the Test SNMP Trap during the configuration. This prerequisite was performed before adding the privilege to the cloud administrator record. In the following demonstration, you see the cloud administrator's default and privileged access to notification methods when creating a new rule. Here, in the first part of the demonstration, I'm logged in as a cloud administrator with default privileges. The rule I want to create sends a notification when an Oracle VM server, which is an Oracle Private Cloud Appliance compute node, goes down. I'm starting on the All My Rules interface, so click Create Rule Set to begin. The Create Rule Set interface appears and I enter the name Oracle VM Server Down. Under Target Selection, I click on All Targets that rule set owner can view from Type. I click on the Type input, scroll to and click on the option Oracle VM Server. After that selection, I move to the Rules area and click Create. I keep the option enabled for incoming events and updates to events and click Continue. The first of 4 steps to create a new rule appears. Click on the Type input and select Target Availability. After the options under the Target Type input appear, click Specific Events of the type Target Availability. Then click Add. Click the Target Type input in the pop-up to select Target Availability Events. Then click on the Oracle VM Server option. Click on Down from the list of availability states. Scroll down and click OK. Return to the first step of the Create New Rule interface and click Next. In the second step, you add actions, so click Add. The default conditional action options appear. On this interface, you can choose conditions for actions, and you can elect to receive an email message to yourself. These are the default actions offered to the cloud administrator. So, to use the SNMP v1 notification, the user sysman must enable the appropriate privilege. With that, the cloud administrator can complete the rule with the SNMP v1 notification. We'll step quickly through this next segment. I'm logged in as sysman. You see the administrator's management interface because I want to enable this role only for one administrator. Otherwise, I would grant the privilege to the role and therefore all administrators. I clicked Edit and proceeded to the Resource Privileges interface. I located the privilege Enterprise Rule Set and enabled it for this administrator. Now, return to the Add Actions interface to create a new rule. This time, the rule creation was started by the cloud administrator with the Enterprise Rule Set privilege enabled. Click Add to Add Actions, and the interface appears with all options provided for an enterprise rule. Scroll to the Advanced Notifications section and check the OCI Receiver SNMP v1 trap option. Click Continue to return to the Add Actions interface, then click Next. Enter a name for the rule. I enter Oracle VM Server Down. Click Next. Review the new rule, then click Continue. Click Save to complete the rule set. The rule set now appears on the list of all my rules. However, note that the Enterprise Rule Set property is checked for this rule set. In this presentation, you were given an explanation of the privilege enabled for cloud administrators that enables them to create enterprise rule sets and use other forms of notification, including SNMP. The explanation was followed by a demonstration that took you through the steps to create a rule set before and after the privilege was enabled. This ends the presentation. Thanks for watching.